Biography's look at Sam Giancana continues on A&E.
He says murder, he says. Every time we kiss, he says murder, he says. At a time like this, he says murder, he says. Is that the language of love? He says solid, he says.
He took his family to Hollywood.
He says solid, he says. Meaning all the time.
There were limousines and hotel suites littered with roses. They were taken on private studio tours by famous producers.
Until you're in my arms once more. Saturday night is the loneliest night of the week.
The family got used to seeing Giancana with stars like Sammy Davis Jr. and especially Frank Sinatra.
Until I hear you at the door.
Not for years did they realize the source of their father's power in Hollywood. Chicago controlled the film unions and could stop production, terrorize producers, and extort money from studios. A mobster who spilled the beans on the Hollywood connection was blown to pieces in his car, probably on Giancana's orders. When 35 leaders of the American Mafia met secretly in Havana, Giancana, the new Chicago underboss, was among them. It was the first time he had sat at the Mafia's high table. His legend was terrified. He intimidated and cajoled.
He thought that everything could be fixed, and I believe it could. In those days, you could. I believe that you could commit murder in this city, and if you knew the right person and you had the right amount of money, you could walk away from it.
To Sam Giancana, the great and the good were puppets. He owned them, so he despised them. They were worse than criminals because they were hypocrites. He understood, or thought he did, the nature of power. And it gave him a godlike feeling. He knew what the public did not. There were no white hats or black hats, good men or bad men. There were just men. And men you couldn't buy, you killed. Union official Joe Longmire was horribly injured by a car bomb. He thinks the bomb was planted on the direct orders of Sam Giancana.
The nuts and bolts were as familiar to him as a plate of spaghetti. He thrived on hearing stories of people who were tortured and what their last words were and that kind of material. Yeah, he loved it.
The Mafia threatened union leaders, give us control or die.
Straightforward, no questions. If you didn't get the message, then what happens is the union official's body winds up in the trunk of his car, and it only takes 2 or 3 of those examples, and people take guys like Sam Giancana seriously.